Roughly 10 feet above the neck, the sinister edge of a sharpened blade casts a shadow over a head of sable locks, the darkest, most fearsome shadow that could ever loom over one's very soul. How on earth did it come to this? What did his lordship do to deserve such humiliation? Shh! Watch your tongue, or else it'll be you up there next. Mark my words. Ain't you seen enough to know what ruthless bastards that lot are? I know, but the only thing we can do is keep our mouths shut and stay out of their way now that war is upon us all across the continent. Common folks have no choice but to stay quiet as dead mice. A time of war and strife. Once the embers of bloodshed took hold over the entire eastern continent, the deadly conflagration simply refused to subside, leading the hallowed, noble house of Marbas to fall as the latest victim to this hellish conflict. And so, fate exacts its heavy toll. The strong do as they wish, while the weak steal to survive. Unlike the strong, the weak risk their lives with each passing day. Unlike the strong, the weak must dance with death itself. In the end, one way or another, the gates of hell, where the weak can only await the sweet release of their demise. This was the infernal hellscape to which the continent had been reduced. Lord of House Sylvester, a rival clan to House Marbas, Count Alan de Sylvester. Let the show commence. What's the meaning of this? Did you not hear my instructions to begin? What are you waiting for? Cut the rope, boy. The dark truth was, the deadly sound was no different from the chop of a cleaver upon the butcher's block. This was the impossible burden that the young boy was charged to bear. Indeed, I am Leon von Marbas, the son of the late Rune von Marbas, and a kinslayer who served as my father's executioner. A patriarch, the lord of a noble house. As the term suggests, not only is the patriarch a member of the aristocracy, he comprises a core pillar of the nation. However, as a certain playwright once wrote, uneasy lies the head that wears a crown, and the burden of power must only be granted to those who can bear it. Enter the new lord of House Marbas, Leon von Marbas. House Sylvester expands its sphere of influence by the day. There is no telling when they might invade Marbas territory outright. I urge you to bolster our defenses, my lord. Lord Patriarch, I insist you make up your mind at once. Indeed, it is time you granted us your sage answer, my lord. No more of this. I must ask that you remain patient a while longer. I'm afraid I require more time to ponder. But, Lord Patriarch, it's an urgent matter. With the demise of my father, Lord Rune von Marbas, I, Leon von Marbas, rose to the seat of the Patriarch of House Marbas at the tender age of 14. House Marbas was once feared as a powerful clan of necromancers, though that reputation has long since faded into the annals of history. Mother, father, what would you have me do in your stead? I know my plea will go unanswered, for the dead tell no tales, and my parents can offer no wisdom from the great beyond. Nevertheless, I was in sore need of guidance as to how I might restore glory and prosperity to my house. Willanton Marbas, the founding progenitor of our house and the sole necromancer of the continent in his time. It is said that our house first rose to prominence as the original Marbas patriarch made his name on the battlefield. But ever since the heyday of our founding patriarch, our lineage has struggled to produce another full-fledged necromancer, leading our family fortune down a path of decline. Until in the end, I was even made to take my own father's life. The chronicles of our lineage, the founding Marbas patriarch, Wellen von Marbas, was a nigh mythical figure. With a wave of his hand, he would sweep away his foes like a lethal tempest, summoning waves of the undead in an unrelenting death march. By the time the eastern regions had been subjugated under his conquest, barely 2 months had passed in total. It is said that Wellen von Marbas struck a pact with the devil Marbas and unlocked one of the great mysteries of the continent, namely the secrets of necromancy, using the dread tome Necronomicon, which granted him the might to rule as sovereign of the continent. And here lies the Necronomicon itself, a priceless heirloom passed down from our progenitor himself, and the very tome that led the rise of House Marbas as the sole family of necromancers on the continent. Heed me, young patriarch. What was that? A telepathic message? In the patriarch's office, despite the anti-magic field? May I ask whom I'm addressing? Be not afraid, my child. I pose no threat to you and your kin. And how am I to take you at your word? What is this place? Did your predecessor neglect to tell you of my existence? My predecessor? Do you speak of my father, Rune von Marbas? Yes, Rune was his name, Leon. I sense the thread of mana tying me to him has been severed. Curses. Long had I fretted that his nature was far too kind for the lord of a dark house. I should have known he would meet such an untimely demise. In any case, tell me, my child, who was it that dealt your father's dying blow? If you mean the man who killed my father, it was me, Leon von Marbas, his own son. I shall ask you once more, are you the one who slew my oath-bound contractor? I am. I was the one who murdered my own father. This is chapter 1 of the manhwa. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.